Welcome back. I'm Stephanie Jones coming at you with the latest in sports. Gator football is riding high after a huge win at Tennessee on Saturday. Even with key defensive players out, the Gators still came out with a 37-20 win over the Vols. The Florida defense was hit hard against Texas A&M 2 weeks ago when Jelani Jenkins and Cody Riggs both had to leave the game with injuries. Neither Jenkins nor Riggs will play against Kentucky on Saturday. However, defensive coordinator Dan Quinn says he has confidence in his club.
I think one of the things, from our club this year compared to last was just, more depth, across the ball where we play more players. So that gives you the feeling that you can go into and play longer into a game, and like you said, having a pass rush available for you at the end of the game.
Kickoff for the game is scheduled for 12:21 p.m. on Saturday. Fans are encouraged to take precautions against the heat. And Florida basketball's 2013 recruiting class now has another scholarship open. Power forward Skylar Rimmer decommitted from UF yesterday. The Orlando native was born and raised a Gator fan, but has decided to keep his options open. Florida still has 2 5-star recruits in point guard Casey Hill and power forward Chris Walker. In Major League Baseball, the Blue Jays played the Yankees this afternoon in New York. The Yanks got on the board early with 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Ichiro Suzuki, Nick Swisher, and Robinson Cano all scored for New York. That would be all the action until the 8th when Toronto had Brett Lowry and Mike McCoy cross home plate. Ichiro scored again to make the final score 4-2. New York is in the lead in the AL, but only by half a game. Baltimore is in close second thanks to the Orioles' marathon game last night. The O's were down by 2 last night thanks to this home run derby by Miguel Olivo, which sent in right fielder Casper Wells. It was Olivo's 11th home run on the season, but he wouldn't be celebrating just yet. The Orioles didn't give up hope, scoring 2 runs in the top of the 9th to tie it up at 2 and send the game into extra innings. The score remained tied until the top of the 18th when Baltimore sent 2 runs in for the late comeback, beating the Mariners 4-2. Seattle will get a rematch tonight at 10:10 p.m. And NFL Films president Steve Sable died yesterday from brain cancer. He was 69. Sable was diagnosed with a tumor on his brain in March 2011. His father, Ed, started NFL Films, and he started working there in 1964. They revolutionized the industry with innovations like slow-motion replays and miking coaches and players during the game. Steve was an all-conference running back at Colorado College. He received 35 Emmys for writing, cinematography, editing, directing, and producing.
So, Stephanie, the Gators looked really good in Tennessee last weekend with Jeff Driscoll being named SEC Player of the Week. What do you think is going to happen this weekend?
Well, Casey, I think they really beat expectations last weekend in Tennessee, and I think they're expecting to do the same thing this weekend against Kentucky. Last weekend, Kentucky played Western Kentucky, and they were actually tied in the 4th quarter and went into overtime, and Western Kentucky beat UK. So now I think, UK is down on their luck, and when they come into the Swamp on Saturday, the Gators will be hungry.
Good. We're in for a good game then.
More news after the break. Stay with us.